A federal judge has raised serious concerns over the apparent deportation of a 2-year-old U.S. citizen, highlighting growing tensions around immigration enforcement practices. The case involves a young girl identified in court documents as V.M.L, who was reportedly deported alongside her mother to Honduras despite her American citizenship status. This incident has sparked significant debate about the intersection of immigration enforcement and constitutional rights. Judge Terry A. Doughty emphasized the gravity of the situation, stating plainly that it is illegal and unconstitutional to deport, detain for deportation, or recommend deportation of a U.S. citizen. The judge's strong language reflects the serious nature of the case, and he has scheduled a hearing for May 19 to address what he described as a strong suspicion that the government just deported a U.S. citizen with no meaningful process. The incident unfolded when Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) apprehended V.M.L, her mother Jenny Carolina Lopez Villela, and her older sister during what was supposed to be a routine appointment at ICE's New Orleans office. According to court filings by Trish Mack, who was asked to act as the child's custodian by V.M.L's father, the father could hear his daughter and family crying during a brief conversation with Villela. During this emotional exchange, the father specifically reminded Villela that their daughter was a U.S. citizen and legally could not be deported. The Trump administration's position presents a contrasting narrative to the family's account. Prosecutors maintain that Villela, who has legal custody of V.M.L, explicitly expressed her desire to keep her daughter with her in Honduras. They also noted that the man claiming to be V.M.L's father had not presented himself to ICE despite multiple requests to do so. The administration argued that it was in V.M.L's best interest that she remain in the lawful custody of her mother, and claimed she wasn't at risk of irreparable harm due to her citizenship status. Government officials emphasized that V.M.L maintains her right to enter the United States at any time due to her citizenship. The American Civil Liberties Union has condemned this case as a shocking abuse of power, noting that these actions violate ICE's own established protocols regarding the care of minor children when deportations occur. These directives typically require coordination with willing caretakers, regardless of their immigration status, to ensure proper care arrangements for affected children. This case emerges against a backdrop of broader and increasingly controversial immigration policy discussions, including President Trump's recent suggestion about deporting violent U.S. citizens to El Salvador. This proposal has drawn widespread criticism from civil rights advocates and legal scholars who view it as fundamentally unconstitutional and a dangerous precedent for citizenship rights. The situation bears striking similarities to other recent deportation controversies, including the high-profile case of Maryland resident Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Supreme Court has had to intervene in Garcia's case, ordering the Trump administration to facilitate and effectuate his return after he was deported to El Salvador on March 15, despite having explicit protection from deportation. This pattern of deportations, sometimes in apparent violation of legal protections, has raised serious concerns about the administration's adherence to constitutional and legal requirements. The Department of Homeland Security and Justice Department have maintained silence on the situation, declining to provide immediate comments. Their silence leaves many critical questions unanswered about how a U.S. citizen child could be deported, without meaningful process, and what systemic changes might be necessary to prevent similar incidents in the future. The case highlights the complex challenges faced when family members have different citizenship statuses and the potential consequences of aggressive immigration enforcement practices. It also raises fundamental questions about the balance between parental rights and citizenship protections, particularly in cases involving minor children. As the May 19 hearing approaches, the case continues to draw attention to the broader implications of current immigration enforcement policies and their impact on U.S. citizens.